Okay. Eileen, could you sit in the middle, please? Yes. Yeah, maybe. The white look mystic right there too. Right? Yeah, man. Okay. All right. So, everyone is here.
You want us to come move that chair and come a little lower down?
No, man. Where you are is great. This is perfect, actually. No. Okay. Good, man. I respect that.
I was saying that it's necessary for us to all
If you have a better bottom.
Yes. Greetings, everyone. I'm going to try to project as loud as possible as we begin the reasoning here for Total Ital Part 5. See, this is a very, very special Total Ital, and we can feel the current already. First of all, and I would like to say big up my father, Rastafarai the Caribbean herbalist. We want to give thanks and praise for the wonderful healing energy that he has brought, not just to the Caribbean, but also throughout the world, all the beautiful information that he has dispersed for over the last 40 years. Being a student of Dr. Sami as well, and also a wonderful father, grandfather, and one of our key elders within the Rastafari Virgin Islands community. Also, I want to give thanks to Highly Israel. Give thanks and praise to the Ancient One, Ethiopian Orthodox energies, faith, reliance. Give thanks and praise for all the wonderful things, and also a wonderful part of the Melchizedek Order as well. And all these things will be explained as to who is Rastafari, what is Rastafari, what is the Melchizedek Order, right? And also, what are we going to teach ourselves, our community, and our children as we move forward in this beautiful walk of Rastafari. So we give thanks. Also, we have Ras Ayman, give thanks. Prophet Ayman, Honorable Prophet Ayman from the EABIC, right? Yes, sir, true. Yes, it is an honorable nation, and like, Honorable Prophet said, we are all gods and goddesses, so give thanks and praise, Rastafari, right? And then we also have Ambassador 7, give thanks and praise, Honorable Prophet same way from the EABIC, and all the wonderful, the wonderful council here at this time. So before we begin, as usual, what we are going to do is have, the Elder Highly Israel bless up our fifth Total Ital reasoning, and we shall move forward. Irie, Jah,
Rastafari. Word to word, word to soul, and I can word to power. You not say prayers. Jah, Rastafari. Apakachenoye, Messimai, Simiya. Isatenta, Apara Pessimai, the Kodachino, Yeretinjar, Setinjar, the Latin in the cable, and young Yeritu, and then you get in the meal of it. The Kapula Delemendi, the Shanti Latina, Island, Mascot, is a Latin. Hallelujah. Rastafari. Yes, that's it.
Rastafari. Repeat to our Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy One of creation. And Jah was in the beginning, is now, and never shall be, the world without end. Jah Rastafari. How precious it is for brethren and sisters to dwell together in precious love and unity, that the precious family that right now is there, even name and bear and this curse of his garment. As they go home and do the send upon the mountain of Zion, they do the last one, they bless you, live and life and love forevermore. Jah Rastafari.
That's love.
Yes, I want to give thanks to the Most High for this beautiful opportunity to share some crucial information in this time. I want to give thanks even for my son, who is newly wed right up there in Atlanta. So I went and I had such a beautiful vibe with them. So we give thanks for Jah for allowing this great thing to happen. As we've been observing, a lot of men are getting married in them times. And that has been part of our way, our tradition from long time. And we give thanks for the Most High giving the family the strength to share information. We give thanks for the inspiration to come together in this 2020, which is a year of vision, so that we can observe the times. As we say, it's the age of Aquarius. We give Jah thanks for that. And to consider what it is that we need to do in this time. And we again give Jah the glory for putting us together to share some crucial information, especially to the youths in this time. You know? So, one love on behalf of the Rastafari Collective, as, also on behalf of Total Ital. We give thanks to the Creator of the heavens and the earth for this great movement. And on the 23rd, we give thanks for the opportunity to celebrate in a big way in the year 2020, so that we can give the youths in our island a projection, you know, for the times, because we know it's very crucial times. We give Jah thanks for the inspiration to consider the pragmatic needs of our people in this year time. I give thanks.
Yes, so, you know, Brother Ambassador 7, I don't know if you want to give a word, some saying.
So give thanks and praise. We are blessed day. Give thanks for life, health, and strength, for the Most High protection and guidance, from the rising of the sun until the setting of the sun. Most High is worthy to be praised. Holy eyes,
Lassie Jah Rastafari.
Yes, so as we proceed, this is such a critical discussion because there's some clarity that the elders feel that needs to be brought forward in terms of what is Rastafari. Because what is happening is that many of I and I, you know, those who have locks, you know, we go around saying Rastafari name. Rastafari, Rasta this, Rasta that, Rast. What is that really about? What is the gist of this? The complete frequency of this word Rastafari. What are we talking about? Who are we speaking of? What is this about? So this is my first question to the panel, you know, and you know, the item can proceed to actually educate the nation of what is Rastafari precisely, and I will start to start with Brother Haile Israel to give us some clarity on Rastafari for those of you that need the full clarification. Irie, Ella, you can proceed to discuss this with the nation of people on earth right now.
I give thanks and praise for this fullness and this opportunity to share his life. Everything begins at the beginning. Rastafari is originally Lige Tafari Mekane. Was born in Zaragoza, Ethiopia, 1892, July 23rd, according to the Western calendar. Through his knowledge, wisdom, and ultimate blessing, by the time he was 12 years old, he became Rastafari. Ras, the Ethiopian term meaning head, or more practically, governor. Lige, by the way, means royal child. The fact that he was born of royal blood makes him Lige Tafari. And through the metaphysical reality, we are all Lige Tafari because we are all born of royal blood. Regardless as to our slavery, historical destruction that the European has tried to perpetuate on us ever since the year 1, mind you. We are in 2020 years of perpetual annual dominance by Rome and Greece. That is why they call it 2020. From the year 1, when Greece and Rome get together and pronounce racism and white supremacy, they have counted 2020 years. Negos Tafari, as Rastafari, 12-year-old regent, heir to the throne, proved his wisdom by governing one of the most difficult provinces in Ethiopia called Harar. They have a saying, hard as the heart of Harar. It's a Muslim Islamic province, and Haile Selassie was grown and born into a Christian family. So this young man, through his divine wisdom, inherited from the house of Solomon and blessed by the ancient God Yahweh, he was able to achieve heir and regent to the throne by 1924. And he took upon the name of himself, his Christian name, after he was called Negos Tafari, which means king. He became Kadamwe Haile Selassie, which is the Christian baptismal name he received at 37 days. And he knew from he was 37 days young, he would be Kadamwe Haile Selassie, who would unite Ethiopia under the ancient Orthodox Christian Solomonic dynastical rule. And he would begin his 57-year rule until he was overthrown by the young student parties of revolutionary communists, educated in his own school that he paid for. And they defend a philosophy that has nothing to do with Ethiopia and everything to do with atheism, communism, and sexism. So from the beginning, Rastafari is the Ethiopian emperor who we have taken his name upon us, just like the Christians take the name upon Christ and the Buddhists take the name upon Buddha. So from the beginning, before we talk about anything Rasta, Ganja, dreadlocks, Rastafari is the emperor of Ethiopia in his teenage state. A governor, a ruler, not a poor man, not a beggar, not a hustler. So we must realize what we have been driven into, being the sons and daughters of slaves and speaking one monotheistic language that has to do with the language of our captivity. With the language of God, it's not English. God can speak any language, but he revealed himself to us in the Hebrew language. And through this, we developed the Ge'ez and the Amharic and the other Semitic languages. So Rastafari, first, last, and always, is Emperor Haile Selassie, as he was a young man ascending the throne using his wisdom. Now, I would like maybe another brethren to elaborate on what Rastafari has become in the Western Hemisphere, limited to the English and the Spanish languages. Let the next man explain that. But I would carry you from those times to these times. Let the man explain these times. And then, if Jah permit, I will show you what we have to do in the times to come. First, last, and always. I appreciate that. I want to give us some.
Selassie, Jah, Rastafari, give thanks for life, health, and strength. Yeah, man. Give thanks for life, health, and strength, you know. Give thanks for, you know, all one together still to glorify Rastafari, you know, as you can say. Because Rastafari is the head creator, you know. And, you know, as they say, was born July 23rd, 1892. And as him being Christ within himself, Rastafari Christ, I mean, the followers of Christ are Rastafari too, you know. says in the Bishop by his name. So choosing Rastafari, and the creator, I call Rastafari also, So we give thanks for our ones to even see the divinity of His Imperial Majesty. Even in Ethiopia, 7 years prior to the birth, of His Majesty incarnation in flesh, there was a drought in Ethiopia for 7 years. And when His Majesty, Empress Yashima, gave birth to our father, the rain come down and the shower. It doesn't have happening in this physical time, in this land, since that was at this present time, So we give thanks even for such blessings, I give thanks to all who carry the man, when the man tried, a perfect life, The man tried, even as he born in 1892, in 1896, 4 years after the fastest boy them come in, to try to overthrow Ethiopia, the battle of Adwa, and that was to kill the creator, carry head of the Christ child was born. So they came into, defeat it for two, emperor, Menelik II and Ras Mekonnen, His Majesty Father, overthrow the, fastest, regime, the devil them, and overcome and stand mighty, slash the eye. Rastafari is a righteous liberty way come to cleanse forward Israel, culture them and say, we were born in a sinful world and shaping iniquity, because the Bible says we were born in sin, but we weren't born in sin, we were born in a sinful world. Because we were born in this world, we were taken out of our land forcefully and brought down here, into these, states in Thomas and the Western world, and these strange places that we come our home, So, as within that fullness, I as Rastafari come to reclaim ourselves and our culture, our tradition, and our divinity, Actually, excellent teachings, and even from the school, from the Babylon schools, the teachers ram for right and right for ram, so they had our minds to up, So the Rastafari come to, re-educate our mind, kind of say education without justice is slavery. So Rastafari come to bring true education of our Ethiopian culture and ways to bring us out of the Western world ways and bring us forward to our ways of right. Last year, Rastafari, your imperialism and colonialism, which is I'm saying around doing, is prevalent, and Rastafari come to wash us clean. And that's why you see Rastafari, the holy liberty, we use the Bible within Rastafari liberty. Some may not say that they don't use the Bible. We don't trust only in the Bible. What does it mean by that is the Bible is symbolic. The Bible has the right and wrong. We go down to the right and they go the wrong, Even like in Psalm 87, it testify that, the man was born there, meaning the creator himself, the flesh was born in Ethiopia. So when they go the right out of the Bible, the wrong in the Bible is the words that show that God as a spirit, and not showing as God within flesh. Like in Psalm 82, say we are, sons of God, but they shall like men, who deny the fullness of the God, because like the white word teach us to pray out of ourselves to see our God. Or our Rastafari teach within the fullness is that man of right is God in flesh, and woman of right is God is in flesh, and men of wrong is Satan in flesh, and women of wrong is Satan is in flesh. Meaning that the spirit of the take and do is the creator himself, because the creator is a spirit which is a word. And within our mind we meditate and we have thoughts. So when the thoughts are right and we feel they're ready to do the work of God, and if I want to take on the thought around the work of Satan also, so we give thanks to the Father who comes show us this reality, start looking out to ourselves to see God as the fact that we are gods. And even we will to see His Majesty, the Imperial Majesty, and His last first, or King Emmanuel, or Marcus God, or anyone that you have to see yourself as a God or a God is first. So that we have to save ourselves from this fallen state of command to the state of right, and that's why Rastafari comes to bring us to our natural rights. Last year, Rastafari. But you thank for us, and they have many more ways to speak out, to speak out with you,
So what I would have to say is that we have to start from the beginning. And in the beginning, the archaeologists say that the first humans, the oldest fossils ever found on the planet, was found in Ethiopia. And they had found one, and they called that one Lucy. And she was 2.5 million years old. They got the bones and they put it in all the museums. So this is known. Now later on they found one even older than Lucy. They call her Dankanesh. Another woman, you know. So Rastafari is in recognition of that reality, and also in recognition of the reality that we ought in our lifetime to make that transformation. So the transformation comes from a realm of ignorance to a realm of consciousness. So we become the I, as the eyes taught us to become the I. So even in considering Melchizedek, the information comes down the line and it indicates that Melchizedek was the Prince of Peace, and he was also the Prince of Righteousness. And within the context of righteousness, we have to consider the reality of virtue, the attributes of consciousness. So the individual have to recognize that within him, you have two kinds of information. One, that is righteousness, and the opposite of righteousness. So what is the choice that we're going to make? So that is what even Rastafari is, and Rastafari has taught us, that there is a mode of operation, a discipline, mixed up with the consciousness. So life is about genuinely serving humanity. So righteousness has to do with the levity. And the levity brings you to the realization that you have to be humble. And you have to be kind. And blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall see Jah. You know? And we have to become moderate. You know, you can have $50 and just want to spend it one time. And you have to be temperate. So you can't get vexed too quick. But sometimes it's easier said than done. And then you have to have faith. You know, it is said, even in the Buddhist information, that if one thinks of an action without a conflicting thought, the universe performs it always. So, in terms of the attributes, faith is one of them. So, these are all spiritual realities that seem to be invisible, but are more profound than even the physical aspects. But it is within the physical aspects that the attributes of the irate are manifest. Well, the other one, we talk about love. What is love? Love is activity. So you're either in a state of inertia or sleep, or you become active. But all those things have to become you. You know? So we are unlimited. We want to get into yoga. We want to get into Tai Chi. We want to get into Qigong. Everything that teaches you of the beauty of the inner self. The I. That's why in Rastafari we say I and I. So that is what we have to become. And all of us at a certain point of consciousness. And it's not about judging, but it's about becoming the attributes. If not, then we become the opposite of the attributes. So if we talk about love, we talk about hate then. Because everything is balanced. All this knowledge is within you. But what is it you're going to focus on? We talk about humility. The humble ones go inherit the earth. You know, kindness. If we're not kind, then we're other than kind. and so on and so on. So all these things are part of us. We have to bring them out as we grow, you know. So we are at a point where we want to reach the highest heights. And as far as the information goes, this great Melchizedek, his love, his humility was superior to most. We'll talk about the others who came in such a realm and who have inspired us from time immemorial. But Rastafari is unlimited, brothers and sisters out there. Unlimited. All of it. The totality of the reality is Rastafari. Eli,
Rastafari.
So, Brother Ambassador 7, can you give us your reasonment and your explanation on how you cite up, you know, what is Rastafari?
Give thanks, beloved. What we see here is taking place on a grand scale globally. It's called a critical analysis of our liberty and the life in which we live. We are doing what is called inquiry, because there is no reason to be living a part of a life that you don't understand or overstand what you're doing. So therefore, you become not knowing, so you're blameless. But we are called Rastafari, and we have to uphold the responsibility and the spiritual principle and precedence of His Imperial Majesty as a living example, not a dead God philosophy.
oh, yeah.
So if we say we walking in the walk of Rastafari, it is very easy and clear for you and I to see that we should be walking in His footsteps. We all here on this panel give thanks, because we all know what Rastafari is not. So that makes it even more clear for us to know what Rastafari is. Rastafari is not Jamaican. Rastafari is not an English word. Rastafari is not style and fashion. Rastafari is not just lax and ganja and red, gold, and green. But Rastafari is a divine liberty, purity, sanctification. It's a liberty to come humble I and I, coming out of what we call slavery as a people that have been victimized and brutalized and alienated and separated from I and I culture. Because Rastafari also is I and I identity and a culture and tradition. As Honorable Haile mentioned twice, if Rastafari is not a culture and a tradition, it becomes contemporary. It becomes some new thing that is being reinvented in this 21st century. The question should be, can Rastafari be reinvented? Which we all know it can't happen. But as Ras Babi mentioned, Rastafari teachings is a 360 degrees teachings of knowledge. It's not just a limited pessimistic thoughts, pessimistic views towards life and people, and just burning fire. Because if fire is something that is dealt with, not responsibly, it burns out of control.
Exactly.
So Rastafari have to deal with the fire themselves too. And if you're dealing with the purifying fire, you're dealing with the consuming fire. We know that our language have been taken from I and I, which is I and I Hebrew tongue, to call upon the name of Yahushua El Elohim, El Shaddai. Haile Selassie I the first. Yes, true indeed, in the impersonification of God in flesh, living, walking, and talking. Now, what makes us special as Rastafari is that we are really and truly the only nation on the face of the earth presently that boasted in a living God,
Jah!
Rastafari. Not to discriminate or disrespect other nations, but this is what led to the jealousy. This also led to the mass manipulation of the heads of government that spread the malicious rumor about the death of His Imperial Majesty, which have never been proven. So it puts us Rastafari in between a rock and a hard place, huh? So my lad, if Rastafari is not badmanism, gunmanism, drunkardness, hold on. But yet still, my lad, we just see certain man in Rastafari do these things. Well, here what? If you see them kind of people, get away from them very quickly, fast. Because somehow, along the line, these individuals have created misconceptions, doctrines, ideologies, and a lot of false philosophy and philosophical views. We are dealing with facts. And the fact of the matter is, Rastafari can be seen as even the wind, the water we drink, the food we eat. Rastafari principle and discipline can also be based on concepts that come from other faiths. Buddhism, for instance, in forms of meditation, seeing that the first Buddha was also a black peppercorn-haired man from Ethiopia.
Yeah!
There is nothing wrong with us dealing with Buddhism. Not the ism, but Buddha. The teachings, the principle, the balance, the techniques. Rastafari is not limited to only ganja, red, gold, and green, beating drum, and burning fire. For those who don't know, because this is the time for us now to separate the sheep from the goat. Because the same knife will stick the sheep, going to stick the goat too. This is the time to separate the wheat from the tares. So we give thanks for having this opportunity because we are a people that believe in the passion of Yeshua. They call it the passion of Christ. Christ is a black man, born in Ethiopia, not in a manger in Bethlehem. Rastafari starts from zero. My brethren highly said we're going to go back from one with the Roman calendar, but the Roman calendar never dealt with the infinite, the womb. Creation itself is living. The earth itself is living and vibrates. And if we as Rastafari people understand the fullness of what we are dealing with, we will become more powerful vessels for the Most High. So we give thanks for the giving of thanks. And we say, away with all blasphemy and all idol God and false God concept in the midst of Rastafari. For Rastafari is an inborn concept. So that means every man and woman is born with what we call a reticular articulating system. They call it the RAS,
which dwells within the medulla, what they call it? Oblongata medulla. What is it? Yes, the medulla oblongata. Every man and woman, God seated in man and woman in the heart or in the mind. Some people, God can be anything. A car, money, a cow, a statue. But when we say God, must we not look at ourselves? Or are we just using a word? Because there must be power in the word. The word was made flesh and dwelt amongst I and I. And that word said, faith can move mountain. That word from the beginning of creation, zero, the infinite womb of the universe, which birthed all and birthed everything in creation. The nameless one. The nameless one. Yet have 1,000 names. And then some. Rastafari is a natural liberty. A liberty that is based on preservation of life. Not war. For war is ugly and love is lovely. Rastafari preserved humanity. For Haile Selassie himself stood against the forces that be with the big nuclear power and the guns. As we know it, the disarmament in the League of Nations, where the bigger nations always try to take advantage of the little nations. The bigger fish always want to eat up the small fish. We as Rastafari in the Western world have been separated, yet so far, some far away, when we should be more near and closer to the Most High. Some have become very far, but the far eye is the infinite eye. That was from the beginning of iration, the infinite eyes, I and I. So we give thanks for the birth of earth. Haile Selassie, Jah Rastafari. Sun, moon, and stars.
Yes, man.
Bless.
Yes, man. All right, who and what is Rastafari?
Right.
Well, to me, Rastafari is the inner voice that tells you to do right. Rastafari is the invisible voice that's always with you when you are conscious. Rastafari is the voice that's speaking at the back of your head, telling you what to do versus what they want you to do. So Rastafari is the inner voice that speaks to us every day. Okay? To me, Rastafari is the full expression of culture within all tribes. To me, Rastafari is nature and the foundation of nature. To me, Rastafari is a conscious black woman and a conscious black man and a conscious family. To me, Rastafari is a simple life, respecting all the principles of Ma'at. To me, Rastafari is the elders guiding the community. To me, Rastafari is hydrogen. To me, Rastafari is hydrogen. The first particle after nothingness. The same particle that unifies all physical forms, beings, whether it be a tree, a human being, an insect, or a so-called animal. Rastafari is water. Rastafari is fire. Rastafari is earth. Rastafari is minerals, crystals. Rastafari is the human being. originally created, and Rastafari is also all the, once again, it's the insects, the animals, the full spectrum of the circle. The same circle that was established by tribes in Burkina Faso. The same circles that was established by the Dagara people and the Dogon people of Mali. To me, Rastafari is the core wave and the core ripple from within. Rastafari is the veil beyond the physical and still the physical. Rastafari is the farthest and the closest molecule. Rastafari is everything original, nothing tampered with. This is what and who Rastafari is, the I. All of that within the embodiment of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie Rastafari. Rastafari is the spirit that carries the Virgin Islands artists to places of writing great songs to inspire the earth. To me, Rastafari is every great grandmother sitting down on her porch and her rocking chair, watching the grandchildren grow and smiling while she sips on a ganja pipe. To me, Rastafari is Ras Babi, Haile Israel, Prophet Ayman, and Ambassador 7. To me, Rastafari is the unification of all. That's why His Imperial Majesty said that we must live like the ants. Haile Selassie Rastafari is ever improving. Rastafari is the next step to glory from feeling sad and depressed. To me, Rastafari is love. Rastafari is discipline. Yeah, Rastafari is discipline. That's the greatest one. Discipline, disciple. Yes. Discipline, disciple. You know?
Apostle.
Right. So, so give thanks and praise for the clarity of the first question. Who and what is Rastafari? We will take a short break of 2 to 3 minutes and we shall return. Irene, give us 2 to 3 minutes. We shall take a short break with the second question. What is the order of Melchizedek? So stay tuned for that. Give her like 2 to 3 minutes. Irene?
Lord and Savior.
That was a great explanation. Everyone should see
Not food.
Everybody to see that one.
No one did
That big. Can you eat that food? When the plate is
no, man.
super big.
Classics, man.
If we could only define it in one thing, like I was telling you, we would have to go back to the molecular structure of our life.
I just said, I do
You know
not.
what I mean? Every system, you have to be all of the thing there, microcosmic or the macrocosmic movement. You know what I mean? And it's all of that to us as a people. We have the right to make it all of it. If everybody is a conscious decision, which today we have a lot that needs to be corrected, to be honest with you. We're going to that path.
Yes, sir.
Empress Aisha
You have 60 people with the same melody.
Give thanks to the patience. We coming right now. Give us 1 minute. 1 minute and we coming back again. Give thanks. Yeah, man. We have 25 man watching it. live right now. You need, you know, next 14 again. See what about after a while. Different ones start watching. After true experiences, people at the churches surrounded by the senses, side. So we actually see the audience and so see Okay, so everyone, here we are again. So we are about to continue the reasonment. You know, we are about to continue the energy. For it is vital, it is important, you know. Yeah, man. Give thanks. Everyone tuning in, we thank you. We really appreciate you for tuning in because this is critical right now. See it? Yeah, man. Give thanks and praise your life, you know. Yeah, man. So we started off the webinar in a powerful vibe, you know, where we explained who and what is Rastafari, and just to give ones and ones the clarity, you know, the audience clarity, and we are waiting on Brother Haile Israel to come in because we have another reasoning against him with basically and what is the Melchizedek Order? This is our next topic of discussion, and Brother Haile Israel is coming forward at this time. And so our next reasonment, once again, is what is the Melchizedek Order? And we shall answer the questions in the same order. Once again, for those of you who do not know, you are now getting the full clarification from some of the you know, some of the most hopeful Rases within the Rastafari community as to what is the Melchizedek Order. I know that not ones, even Rases, need clarification on this. And even ones who have heard the music, even some of the reggae music, you hear Melchizedek, Melchizedek. What is the Melchizedek Order? What is this Melchizedek name all about? And it's, of course, it's not just a name, but still, we need that explained to the earth right now. We shall begin with Brother Haile Israel, who shall explain what is the Melchizedek Order.
Thanks, Ital. First, I think the most important precept of the Melchizedek Order is righteousness. And in righteousness, I must thank Sister Aisha, Brother Gary, Dijon, Nayora, everyone here present. This love we're dealing with. Order, whatever the Melchizedek Order is, it's an order. And everything must be in order. First must be first, second must be second. And as Basile said, everything is coming from that zero, that nothingness. So the first order, of course, is the order of the universe, what they call Big Bang, we just call it the fire of creation. That is the Melchizedek Order. Melchizedek being an ancient Hebrew name, Malach or Melchi. They said many different names. Amlach, but it still refers to either messenger, king, or angel. That is Amlach or Melchi or Melech. Zadak means righteous. Zadak, the Zadak, Zadakim means the saints, the righteous people. Melchizedek means either the king of righteousness, the angel of righteousness, or messenger of righteousness. Malak Salam means king of peace. So let's get this proper. Melchizedek does not mean king of peace. It means king of righteousness. Malak Salam means king of peace. So we must know our tongues and our languages that come from our ancestry. This is a Hebrew word. It's usually written with what they call rabbinical Hebrew. And it also has a number, vibration, a color, and a tone. Because our languages are descriptive. They are not just words. They are words that become flesh and manifest. As the Creator spoke and done things, as Rastafari was saying, him and his brethren talk about doing things. They focus on doing this thing. And within time, this thing is done. That is the thought becoming the thing. And this is the process of Amlak Siddiqui, of Malak Yazadak or Melchizedek. The thought becomes the thing because we don't have any vain thoughts. So from the first order, the creation order, of course Melchizedek is the first order. After him comes these different orders, and I want everyone to listen to this and pay attention to this very closely. The sons of Adam, from which we are reading and documenting and blowing our brain with this English conceptualization. That historical reality is what they call 4004 BC. They claim Adam was kicked out of the Garden of Eden 4004 BC. And this is where all Eurocentric thought comes. They don't want to hear nothing about the earth being millions and this and that. They want you to think the psychology of this earth is only 6,000 years. And this is how they begin teaching English, beginning with Adam. We have record of Askomawi, Ori, king of Asko, 4400 BC, 4470 to be exact. This is about maybe 500 years before Adam. This man is sitting on a golden throne, wearing silk and domesticating everything feline. This is why they became known as the Lions of Judah. From the cat to the lion, King Ori domesticated them all and spoke to these animals. And this is the tradition of Haile Selassie. If you would go to his palace at any time of his reign, you'd find 26 lions laying around the palace like dogs, children playing with them, because this is the Lion of Judah. He has a throne with 6 lions on each side. And there are many traditions in Ethiopia about approaching the King of Kings seated around these lions. They know you before you come in. This is the Melchizedek Order, the angel of righteousness, the king of righteousness, the ruler of righteousness. And he sets his example. People in the community can tell who's the righteous man and who's the folly man. You can look and see that. So it's basically people who determine who's the Melchizedek priest, who's the righteous man. And then you see that man ministering to his imperial majesty Haile Selassie. You see the man start wearing the white skin and gold and keeping his natty covered. And you don't see that man in a rum bar. You don't see him chasing down gal. You see the man studying the scripture. Now he has something good to say to people. These are the attributes of the Melchizedek Order, the Melchizedek priest. Some men and women are Melchizedek priests and don't even know that they are because they are simply practicing righteousness. They don't have to be Hebrews to practice righteousness. From you exercise righteousness, you are a Zadakim in Hebrew. If you exercise righteousness to the point where people exalt you, you are a Malak Zadak or Melchizedek in the language of Hebrew. Wow. Because you are mastering the attribute of being a good person. That is what a Melchizedek priest is. Not necessarily a man with robes and have a big holy thing and all these holy prayers. That's the hypocrisy of priesthood. The rites and rituals that make people's eyes glitter and think that these people are doing something holy. And these are some of the most perverted people on the planet. They wear robes like I and I, but they have some dead man's bone and wicked concept inside of them. Their robes are not prettier than ours. They have silk robes woven with gold and all that thing, crown and all that thing. And it's the wickedest guy you could imagine. You see him up in the Vatican, you see him in the pulpit of church after Sunday, telling you Jesus is God. See? So we, the true Melchizedek brethren and sisters, we simply do righteousness, do good. Ma'at says you must practice Ma'at, do Ma'at, live Ma'at. We are beyond these 10 commandments, you know. The 10 commandments is a small composite version of confessing the negative 42 commandments. I have not committed adultery. I have not stolen. I have not had any God before you. This is what you have to do, people. You have to be able to take them same little biblical 10 commandments and confess them negatively.
So you can come into the Ma'at and learn why we have gods what they call Tehuti, Ptah, Ra, Elohim, Asar said, these are our ancestors who the Europeans have deified and said they are gods with an S. But they're simply our ancestors. Yahweh is one of our ancestors. He was known as Tehuti before, the scribe, written law. And the Jews themselves will tell you that Yahweh is the written law. See? So we bust up all of that through knowledge and education. Just says study, show yourself approved. Education is the liberation of any nation. And I just last express that. We know certain things, study certain things, and just don't believe things blindly. The house of Solomon is a house that studies and researches things. You don't take things for granted. Solomon was the wisest man in creation. And all of his children must not be foolish. You must not just believe things because a man said this is this and that is that. Study it, check it, prove it for yourself. See? So once again, within the Melchizedek Order, I'm not the only one who can tell you about this order, you know. I have some angels on either side of it that can elaborate a little bit more. Maybe the priest or either Rastafari. Within the order,
Selassie, Rastafari. Give thanks for that. Okay, to give thanks for life once again, you know. As we say, we didn't have Melchizedek, you know, which is the King of righteousness and the King of holiness still, you know. And we give thanks even I'm going to read from the Holy Bible still. You know, the man said, and they say right around, the whole Ethiopia, the Holy Version, and the Bible, and the Bible, they say still, but within the truth, we don't, you know, that because, you know, they say, at my lad, they say, oh, yeah, the same night must take the sheep. Mistake they go to the same Bible what they use to enslave us, to free us. They want to, give that Selassie, Rastafari.
the scripture is out of thine own mouth, so thou judge thou. So that the English King James Bible have a nail into the cross.
Give thanks.
Give thanks to everyone tuning in. I see you watching. Good vibes, you know? Yeah, man.
Yes,
Let's make sure we protect our voice too.
My Lord. Continue from Hebrews chapter 5. Selassie, Rastafari. For every high priest taken from among men is ordained for men in things pertaining to God, that he may offer both gifts and sacrifices for sins. Who can have compassion on the ignorant and them that are out of the way, but that he himself also is compassed with infirmity? And by reason hereof he ought, as for the people, so also for himself to offer for sins. And no man taketh on this honor unto himself, but he that is called of God, as was Aaron. So also Christ, the black Christ, glorified not himself to be made an high priest, but he that said unto him, Thou art my son, this I have begotten thee. Selassie, Rastafari. You know the man say every high priest is taken from among man, and that's why now they said Melchizedek had to come from among man, you know. As we say, you know, April 21st, 1966, when his Imperial Majesty went to Egypt, Jamaica, you know, among the 31 elders, he met at King Towson and he visited to the island. And he met with a said man, King Emmanuel, you know, Charles Edwards, you know, and as they would tell him, Shanti faith, you know, because we don't say Rastafari is one day still, you know, but we tell him, Shanti faith, you know, yes, and I see King Emmanuel as a black Christ governing me to the 21 elders. He blessed King Emmanuel with a golden medal, you know, a golden 5-point star, you know. And even it's so symbolic of that meeting because like when Abraham and Melchizedek have this slaughter the first king, remember His Majesty wanted his culture, the Caribbean, when Trinidad, even Haiti, when different places, you know. And here they slaughter the first kings in 1935, 1936 when Mussolini and then boy they come in again. His Majesty overthrew them 5 years after the 5 leading moves and he take back Ethiopia in that kind of way, you know, the king upon the throne, you know, restoring, you know, the Salamanic dynasty to Ethiopia. Selassie, Rastafari. But when you know it's in Christ glorified himself not to be made an high priest within the culture of Shanti and Rastafari, we see the Honorable Marcus Garvey as Christ in his prophetical character. We see the Honorable King Emmanuel as Christ in his priestly character, as Melchizedek in his, you know, righteousness. And we see the Imperial Majesty as the kingly character of Christ. You see, so within him, Melchizedek being a priestly character, he said, no, His Majesty as a living man, you know, as a living flesh. As he said, man of right is God in flesh. So the meaning that as my dad is saying, all man of right and woman of right are God, and God is still, you know, that as we do the work, as we say the voice in the head as the man said to, as we attend on to them voice now, that's the body meant, that's the altar markers that we say is our mind, before we serve the most high, you know, and this is the first. So we cannot Melchizedek now, as he says, majesty now, he truly saw some man within Rastafari, you know, to see in his heart, you know. Because he says, even as he says, he have can have compassion on the ignorant. And even as Melchizedek, when he birthed within himself, he was trying a physical life. You know, him as my lad, they say, he have different things with him done from, because him trying to birth him like a reason for one, and he get heights, and that's how knowledge come. Knowledge come from different ones that from the God. He say, you know, judging not far right or the most time like people self, but trusting for his grace, you know. Behind a throne in providence, he has just so universal knowledge is God, you know, and the animal king Emmanuel built himself in such a way, you know, as even studying under Marcus Garvey, as in 1930 when King Emmanuel was 16 years old, now he visited Kingston, and when he went to meet the animal Marcus Garvey meetings in 1930, and he was listening to the teachings of Garvey, as he went fulfilling the scripture where he said, you know, John the Baptist had to from, you know, the priest, and he said, when you see the high priest, he said, oh wait, I need coming of you. You telling me to come in when you see Emmanuel. He said, suffer it so that the scripture be fulfilled. So that's when Marcus Garvey voiced the pouring out, you know, the spirit of Marcus Garvey, the spirit of black supremacy and righteousness of salvation, the spirit of black man, African redemption in Marcus Garvey, enter into King Emmanuel the same, you know, the spiritual within the, you know, the words and the power, and raise King Emmanuel to consciousness of himself, you know. That's even one of the prophecies that Marcus Garvey had made. He said, look, you know, 10 miles out of the bloody city, and you'll see the man are the rainbow man, and that's what prophecy fulfilled when, you know, King Emmanuel set the camp 10 miles will be, you know, St. Andrews, Jamaica, and already fulfilling Marcus Garvey prophecy, you know. So yes,
so question,
yes, sir.
And I am sure that the people then would like to ask this question,
Yes, sir.
just so we can keep a dialogue going, right? Question. So, as you say, can we say that Melchizedek or the order of Melchizedek is also a vibrational frequency that travels based on the principles that a man keeps in his life in terms of right?
Yes, sir, naturally.
Please. And I mean, I'm really asking this to anyone.
Okay, but what I really want to contribute with the Melchizedek order is the relationship with the Melchizedek order and Rastafari. So I'm looking at it as this great man come forth in the African highway, the use of the drum, and forward that energy from time immemorial through it come forth through the Nyabingi order. So, but the Nyabingi order, looking at the essence of it, was a female thing, you know.
With invisible cosmic force.
No, also literally with women. Early eyes. So what I say now is that the Nyabingi, the tree drum, at the same time, so that vibration, that energy, that sound vibration, from a long time we know, Jah is manifest through color and through sound. So the use of the drum create this meditation because everybody is listening at the heartbeat at the same time. Doom, 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 boom. The boom is like the original explosion. The boom. The So the use of the drum to create that meditation, because everybody mind have to be on the same accord. So the whole congregation in a meditation, and even on July 23rd, we're going to be pounding the Nyabingi drum right down there at Bordeaux for the 120th anniversary of His Imperial Majesty. So again, that is going to be an expression of the Nyabingi Order for 4 days straight. So the Nyabingi Order have to do with agricultural production. So we go into Bordeaux where a lot of the agricultural products are produced by Rastafari brethren. Remembering, of course, we can't get out of the agriculture, especially in times like now, COVID-19. So I know, through again the observation of the African cultures and also the Baifal of Senegal. The Baifal tell you, bring the drums to the land where you plant your food. And when you get tired, have some man drum in a certain rhythm, and then them man who work in the land forget. They forgetting that it's work they working because they're in a meditation. The idea. So again, that is part of the Nyabingi Order. You see. So then we're going to have a health section. Because Rastafari is about health. You know, it's about, I mean, if you have a weak set of people, we say, where's Rasta? And all of us weak. What kind of vibe is that? So we have to understand the importance of exercise, the stretching, the breathing exercises, the raising of the chi. So the idea is simply on a biological level to connect our electromagnetic energy through our chakras. So what it is that physically we have, again, that is, these things were put in the pyramids. They have inscriptions of those things in the pyramid. Remembering, of course, that His Imperial Majesty, a cousin of Yahshua, studied in the pyramid. Or no, told us, indicated to us, Yahshua studied in the pyramids. You understand? Because he trod all around, meet them Buddhists, meet them yogis, learned the vibe and returned to his abode and taught everybody around him. So it's about the understanding that Rastafari, the Melchizedek Order, is an order of civility. You become civilized when you become Rastafari. So we're looking for the sisters to understand that this Nyabingi Order, they very much needed in that movement. So we have to get away from only considering the patriarchal aspects, which is very important too, of course, because men have to be leaders in their community. But the sisters now are the nurturing energy. So we're looking forward for the INM to come and look forward and meet for like a sister Nash and a sister Benita and you know, many of the other sisters who've been coming around through the Rastafari Collective, sharing information and organizing together. I say I feel the love of the Melchizedek Order through this movement that we've been organizing this special 2020 anniversary for His Imperial Majesty, you know, in praise of that great man who came forth and did a fantastic work and organized his nation to a new constitution. The man was a yogi, the man was a vegetarian. So Rastafari inspired by that reality, and we become all those things, diverse things. We are multi-dimensional beings through that lineage, through that Melchizedek Order, which is just a righteous order. You teach a man to be peaceful, you teach a man to be kind. Those virtues have to come out of you all the time through our liberty. Because the liberty is to go to the land with your hand and with your tools and produce food. Produce food for the tribe. Produce food for the family. So Rastafari have to stick to that, especially in COVID-19 times. So that is what some of the things I see. I mean, we can talk about the Tai Chi and describe so many things about it. I mean, this reasoning can be so long. But for the opportunity, we want to, let me take the opportunity to invite the people to this beautiful celebration that the Rastafari Collective, which is all Rastafari coming under one umbrella. We burn out the denomination and we just know it's Rastafari coming to share information about the liberty of His Imperial Majesty, Ethiopia and Africa on a whole. We can't forget the Hopi Indians. The Hopi, you know, them is people, the Dogons, you know, the Cherokee Indians, Hawaiian people, all those people are all indigenous to the planet. They come out of the planet, and so we have to give reverence to them.
Yes, and one thing that I want to say is we invite this gathering and this unity celebration, Earth Light celebration, is not just for Rasta only. This is all for all conscious Pan-Africanists as well. So all ones who believe in one Africa, one love, one universal calling is welcome. But let me break down before Brother Bassa even goes into to explain the Melchizedek Order, since we're on the celebration. Let me just lay out the days and where we shall meet and the times. So the St. Thomas USVI Rastafari Collective presents His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie I 128th Earth Light Celebration. 4 days of selfless service, unity, praises, and entertainment in honor of the Emperor Haile Selassie I Rastafari. Yeah, man, come with a clean hand and a pure heart, you know. No cover charge, vending available as well. But on Thursday, July 23rd, we call it the Emperor Day. Right? We have a food drive at Lucinda Melina home. Is that so? From 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. So again, on Thursday, July 23rd, we have a food drive at Lucinda Melina home from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. So we're going to begin by being of selfless service and being humble and bringing forth the charitable energy to the elders, which is our foundation. Without the elders, you know, we wouldn't be here. So, you know, we give thanks. And then we have the gathering dinner and Nyabingi Ices at the Border Fairgrounds from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m., where there will be, first of all, it will be blessed by the elders. Then there will be a presentation for an hour and a half from the EABIC. And then after that, we have, you know, the Ethiopian Orthodox with Brother Haile Israel. And then we have the dinner. After the dinner now, we forward into the ISIS from 7 p.m. until, from 7:30 p.m. until, all right? So once again, Thursday, food drive at Lucinda Melina home from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. and the gathering dinner and Nyabingi Ices at Border Fairground from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. Then on Friday, July 24th, we call that the Revival for Survival Rally. Friday, July 24th, the Revival for Survival Rally, where we'll have Rastafari speeches and utterances and blessings at Tillet Gardens from 3 to 7 p.m. Again, the Revival for Survival Rally is on Friday, July 24th. Those of you, write this down, okay? We have speeches, utterances, and blessings at Tillet Gardens from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. And then after that, of course, we have the Irie Fridays for those who want to stay and enjoy, you know, the music and, you know, the gathering of the people and the sharing of food and drinks. You are welcome to do that from 7 until at the Irie Fridays at Tillet Gardens. Then on Saturday, July 25th, we have the Sabbath, the workshops and main entertainment after sunset, right? But we have to start it off with the sabbatical prayer. So we have sabbatical prayers, informative presentations and family day. We also have the music program and DJ at Border Fairgrounds from 12 noon until. So Saturday at Border Fairgrounds, we have the sabbatical prayers, the informative presentations, the family day, music program and DJ, and some entertainment at the Border Fairgrounds from noon until on the Saturday. And then the Sunday, we have the agricultural workshop and Nyabingi Isis Seal Up, and the farmers market at the Border Fairgrounds 10 a.m. until on Sunday. I read that. So I just lay out the whole 4 days from the Thursday up until the Sunday, you know, and before any law, you know, we have the law of African unity and celebration. So those of you who know other laws, you know, we're trying to still respect certain things, but at the same time, we free up at the same time. Because Rasta is a whole different energy. We don't really be into nobody's agenda. We're still going through this energy and this vibe, okay? So again, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we have a 128th Earth Night celebration of His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie I Jah
Rastafari.
4 days of selfless service, unity praises, and entertainment in honor of the Emperor. Clean hands, pure heart, no power charge. Irie, for those of you who want more information, you can call 340-642-5458, 340-642-5458, those of you who would like to vent, and also 707-478-4324, 707-478-4324. Any of those numbers you can contact, and we'll be streaming this live from Nayora TV as well. You know, these are events as well. So, once again, we're still on the second question, and we'll have Brother Basali really seal it up. What is the Melchizedek Order?
Ready for the yes. So that we keep what's called an anchor. Okay. Melchizedek is the priest of the Most High God. So what is written? Other priesthoods minister to people and are mediators between God and people. But Melchizedek specifically ministers to Yahweh, God of the Hebrews. The other lower priesthood, the course of Abiah, the course of Zechariah, the sons of Aaron, the sons of Levi, they minister to people. Melchizedek ministers to God.
For that clarification. Yes, I, Brother Basali.
Give thanks, Honorable Haile. Mel. Chi.
Oh,
Zadek. Melanie. Carbon. Chi. Energy. Life force. Deck. 10. Deck represents 10. According to the Greek numerological system. We see in Hebrew chapter 7, it tells you about Melchizedek, the man will come to claim the 10th of the spoil, you know. We see it tell you about Ibrahim meeting this Melchizedek and giving him the 10th of the spoil. This Melchizedek Order, as we know it, as Honorable Haile said, is a ministry unto God, Yahweh, and the other ministry is unto man. This is not a Levitical priesthood order. This Melchizedek order, as we know it, was started and recorded in Hebrew chapter 7, specifically in Psalms 110 verse 4, telling you that thou art a priest forevermore after the order of Melchizedek. Rastafari is not just a loose bar levity, just any wild thing goes, you just got your locks any kind of way, you move any kind of way. We look in Ethiopia and see the Melchizedek order, what they call a replica of these things. Just like in Ethiopia, you find the replica of the Ark of Covenant. You see the priestly order in forms of a replica or in forms of similitude. Here on earth, presently, anyone that have taken up the Melchizedek order beside of Rastafari have been Jewish mysticism in the form of the Kabbalah and the form of the Sephiroth, which represents the 10 attributes of God. We see that the Roman Catholic Church, Honorable Haile, could touch more on the 10 Sephiroth about the attributes of God from the Jewish Kabbalistic mysticism, where they wrap up and hide our thing and they plagiarize our culture. When you're talking about ancient Nubia Kush, it's all written in the stone already and on papyrus reed. When you look there, you can see Honorable Tutankhamun holding the flail and the crook stick, just like this. What does the flail represent? And what does the crook stick represent? Because it's chiseled in stone in the pyramid. It represents the same Melchizedek order, the man with the shepherd rod, the man with the crook stick, the high priest man, what in call from Pata down and to Horus, who represent the Christ, according to Europeans. Yeah, the same Holy Trinity accept Horus Ra. Yeah, Rastafari adopt that same concept and that teachings because it's not just on a monotheistic level as bridging the utter all here, because we deal with it from the levels of all things have its opposite. And we're dealing with it from a hermetic standpoint of laws that is immutable. That ain't right in the Bible, the law of magnetism, the law of rhythm. So when this brother speaking about the ebbs and the flows, the ins and the outs, this is what it is about right now as Rastafari, to get the matter straight. Because what is straight cannot be made crooked, and what is crooked can be made straight. So for who all understand the fullness of the Melchizedek Order and actually seeing, right, a form of desecration, mockery and mimicry, joke, where you see others have taken up this priestly order and have come and dressed in robes. You see the Ethiopian priests in Lalibela wrap their head in turbans and they go into ministering. The ministry, it's a ministry, it's ministering, the food of 7, where the menorah, as they call it, in the Jewish Talmud, represents 7 priests on the altar, 7 flaming burning candlesticks representing before the mercy seat the same Melchizedek, Yahushua, Yeah, now you remember the Irish there? I ain't forget it now. Remember we are tapping to the Irish too and we are vibrant and the Irish today, you know. The sound of water.
Yes, God.
The sound of the breeze blowing and leaves and things tumbling.
And it also is a sound frequency that helps to heal the kidneys.
And a rebel.
Yes, sir.
Sound frequency.
Breathe out and then breathe. Take a deep breath.
Yeah means present. Yeah means we are present. We from the Fortune Islands have a thing called Ibanics, or what is called a Fortune Island lingua. And when we say we the it means I'm here, I'm present. But Yah also means God in Hebrew, as Adonai. Yahweh.
Yeah.
So you see, these things that we have adapted, we just got to look into the esoteric of these things, Honorable Ella Raspani, because it's there. It has been put right before us. It's not something that is so hidden and something that even a babe can understand.
What's left is discipline.
In other words, what we have to understand is all of it is us. So we are the Hebrews.
The true Hebrew Israelites.
We are the
data house of Israel according to the Ethiopians.
Yes, children of Cush.
Yes.
We also the Nubian.
We are that.
Then we are the Kemetans.
Yes.
We don't want to.
Yeah. You can't let titles separate I and I.
Unnecessary decision.
And we are karma.
Because it's about the righteousness.
It's the same thing as we's 7 day, we's Baptist,
Moravian.
separation.
But what does say? No matter where you come from,
As long as
you're
you're
a black
black
man, you're an African. So that concept now still unites all of I and I. Because really, sometimes we thinking of spirituality as some complicated something. We don't want the people to keep seeing it like this. We just want to see this thing as
natural,
helping one another, taking care of one another, working together, celebrating together. Celebration for sisters, celebration for brothers, celebration for children. So those of you who have children, Sister Benita have a committee there to take care of the children.
And to add to that, Rasbabi, you see where the priesthood comes in important because the baptismal aspect of the children, the holy matrimony, as Honorable Haile will touch on, the 7 covenants, as your son was just married.
Yeah.
Because these covenants are very important. You see, so just to add to it, to say that the priesthood takes care of things like that, from birth to the dirt.
Yes.
From your birth to the dirt.
Exactly.
And Rastafari said, we don't deal with that. We don't, and I don't deal with that flesh, and I don't deal with that body and thing, even if it's your mother or your father. There are some that have gotten so ignorant that they would say these things.
Run away from
But these things are the misconceptions again that we got to get straight.
Yeah.
Because there was a wrapping of the goodie with frankincense and myrrh and herbs.
Yeah.
So that up to this present day, mommy can still be seen with hair and nails, all in ancient kemet and skin and honey to preserve and so forth.
And citrus.
And it's not, these things are now not to be worshipped.
All of that is us.
But that sarcophagus has proven to time that they can erase I and I. History or his story, our glory along the Azram Dam. We want to also mention because of the separation of what they call Egypt to the presently, based on the Suez Canal. They have flooded out the Aswan Dam, where there are monuments and replica of Rastaman, Congo man, bearded man. It's nothing new in creation. Melchizedek Order is nothing new in creation. But one thing we want to say before I seal up highly is that our people must be very careful and mindful of the trickery that is being used presently to try to be in place of the Melchizedek Order. Because one thing the Melchizedek Order carries is that no one can touch, just like the Ark of Covenant is the mercy seat upon the altar. Babylon can't sit in the mercy seat. Emmanuel eyes, last year, Rastafari.
Pastor did touch on a subject. Money will have a song say we are reincarnated souls from that time, living on earth, here and walking, this and that. Ethiopia has a book called Rastafaridek. I want you all to remember this. Yes, sir. Dalai Lama has claimed that he's been here this is his 14th time here. Yeah. When Christ asked his disciples, who do men say that I am? Remember what he said? Maybe John the Baptist, maybe Elijah, maybe somebody gone already long time.
Yes, sir.
So within the house of Israel, we attest to incarnation and reincarnation because they say Elijah must come again.
Exactly.
All right? And this book in Ethiopia called Rastafaridek is a book of mummification. When a high priest or a prince or princess or even a prophet or a peasant within this house pass away, the priest minister to that body. And if he was a musician like myself, you wrap the fingers with certain things, amulets and chants, because this man played the guitar with his finger with this hand and pick with that hand. So that's how they would write my fingers. As a martial artist, they would wrap my forearms because I block a lot of kicks and punches with my forearm. So they would have to put these things on me. All right? I was soon to receive the wound in my hip in martial arts competition. So they would have to put certain things on my entire body. So when I come forward, I know who I am. And every one of us who were born inside the house of Israel were buried that way. That's why we are here in this generation to give you this story. I just wanted to add that to what Pastor told.
Who is John the Baptist?
Elijah.
See what I mean?
Same man.
Yeah.
And then they say he will come again. Who was Marcus Garvey? Them says Moses come again. The man nickname was Messiah. And then lead us 600 million black man across the planet with a printing press. Not even in computer time.
And millions of dollars in them times when black man could have money and was a voice Yeah, His Majesty at the same time. The man have to know about the Black International Congress this brother represents. True, Rastafari has gone through a hill and gully ride over the last 70, 80 years. But the Bobo Shanti have maintained certain affinity within Rastafari that not even the Bingy houses. And I'm going to tell you as a testimony. Them man keep Sabbath. We were enslaved for 430 years because we broke 430 Sabbaths. And then we were in Babylon for 70 years because we broke 70 Sabbaths. There's something about the Sabbath. So I just want that to know about the black supremacy, the message that was given to Emmanuel and these brethren are perpetuating for I and I. Okay, what you believe in, if you're Rasta, you need to come to the Bobo Shanti gathering on Sabbath. The Orthodox meet on Sunday. The Muslim meet on Friday. The Bingy man tell you say Tuesday is the Sabbath, but yet I never go see no Sabbath service on Tuesday with the Bingy man. So we must defend the Bobo Shanti priesthood on Saturday so that we can keep our Sabbaths and get our blessings. I just want to take a little time to do that. Yeah, there will be Sabbath services coming also from 9 to 12 on Saturday.
9 to 12. Okay, all right.
9 to 12 on Saturday and 5 o'clock Friday evening at Tilly Garden. The Sabbath will be explained by the Bobo Shanti.
Yes, sir.
And then we will challenge all of you to come and keep Sabbath with us Saturday.
Yes. So from 9 to 12 up at the north side farm, there's a farm up north side where we are inviting. Yes, okay, but still, usual Bobo Shanti Sabbath starts from 9 to 12. From Friday 6 to Saturday 6, but in terms of the service now, okay, all right, cool.
We go get them more into it.
Good.
So we want guys to come to the garden Friday. So the guys spend Friday to Fridays 5 to 6. The Bobo Shanti will teach us how to keep Sabbath with this Sabbath as it comes.
Right.
But sometimes now, when the time's sweet, the time does go fast.
Yes, yeah.
But what I check in is that we check Melchizedek and how it was. We check in like we're living in the present. So we have to reason about the present, what we're gonna do, and then the future.
Okay, so before we even start with that, let me just give an explanation of what my whole vibration, the vibe that comes up when we speak about Melchizedek. When I listen to the priest's explanation of the Melchizedek Order and also Prophet Ayman and also Ambassador 7 as well, I think about the knowledge of the Shabaka stone. Let me explain. For those of you who don't know the Shabaka stone, it was explained by Dr. Oyibo, which was a doctor from Africa, but also he was also part of an African tribe. And he won the prize. I don't know if it's right. He solved the riddle that Einstein and those brothers was trying to solve. It was the law of relativity, the law of what connects us all, the literal law. And so we can deal with the three accounts of creation. That's the three most popular accounts according to mankind. One account is the Big Bang, right? According to those theories, right? Another account is that everything came out of the Word of God. So Scripture is another account, right? And then the third popular account is the one of the Indigenous account, where from the waters of none, according to the African spiritual system, or NUN now, NUN, the waters of none, right? The invisible waters, and so on and so forth. But if we look at the so-called Big Bang, we look at the scriptures and we look at from the waters of none, there's something that ties all three of them. And I will just give you a chance to think for about 3 to 5 seconds. What ties the Big Bang theory, the utterance about the scripture, everything beginning from the word, right? And from word, everything became flesh. Isn't that so? Right? And then also we have from the primordial waters. I will say this. The one thing that connects all three of them is wave energy, frequency. Because now when you talk about now the Big Bang, if a bomb was to explode in the middle of this room, even without the bomb touching any of I, even if we're 10 to 20 feet away, it can lift our body up and throw our body from point A to B, even without touching us physically, because there's an invisible wave, right, that we feel. Then we also have, from the word became flesh, right? So if you're so-called in church and the pastor utters something like a lot of the elders and so on and so forth, when they're in church and the word gets to them and so on and so forth, what happens is they start to move a certain way, or what they call in the church is saved, right? When someone is saved from the word. But it's not that, it's that you yourself so love God within yourself that when you hear something, it activates within you. But regardless of what, that word that is being uttered, whether it's being uttered from a Hopi priest or an Ayabingi priest or any priest anywhere, that word activates something in you that's invisible, or the wave of that word hits you, right? And it causes you to act a certain, just like music, when you hit, when certain bass line hits you and you skank a certain way and hit you a certain way. It's invisible frequency, right? And so also the primordial waters of Nun, the ancient African story, if you go through all the tribes, you will find that there is a symbol that all the tribes share, and that is the wave. Wave. Okay. So at the peak of the wave, the first particle exists, right? And we call that particle hydrogen. From nothingness, the lightest physical piece of matter is called hydrogen, right? One proton, one neutron, one electron. So the positive and the invisibility is on the inside, and the electron, the negativity, is on the outside. Now think about the world, think about yourself. You have the positivity and the invisibility. You have the Most High within you that is invisible, that voice. Then you also have the positive. Then you're influenced usually by things that are negative on the outside. But originally you were created like the hydrogen molecule, right? Okay. So from there we go on to helium, right? You have 2 protons, 2 neutrons, 2 electrons. Even if they had 12 neutrons, the fact is the neutrons is the neutral charge. The protons and the electrons stay the same. And as you go up the periodic table, you find that gold is 79 protons, X amount of neutrons, and 79 electrons. But as you go up the chart, you find that the neutrons and the electrons stay the same. So what does that mean? Well, let me break it down. What it means is that every time you take something called physical matter, because on the periodic table they say there's 100 and change elements and all these things. But if you take it, if you take helium, for example, and you take the same 2 protons, 2 neutrons, and you split it in half, you will get the same hydrogen. And as you go up to lithium, and as you go up to oxygen, which is 8 protons, 8, you will get 8 parts hydrogen. So what is happening with the naked eye is that the test is this. Everything you see with your physical eye appears to be something different. Literally, it appears to be something different. But it is actually in the spiritual realm. Everything you see with your physical eye is actually the same thing. So that is the Shabaka stone. The Shabaka stone is a drawing of almost like the sun ring or the sun, right? Where, yes, all the tentacles extend in different directions, but at the middle is the big ball of light. See? So every human being that you see is actually hydrogen. Every flower is hydrogen. It's just hydrogen compounded upon itself to make a different color, a different shape, a different density, but it's actually one and the same thing.
The study of that is chemistry.
Right, and the study of that is chemistry. So you see, so I just broke down the mystery. There's no mystery. Everything is one and the same thing. So what is happening is that if we operate from this, and trust me, is a daily test to remember this. If you know everything is one and the same energy, right? Manifested itself in high and low forms, mid forms, up forms, bottom forms, but it's just the same energy. If you operate from that perspective, then nothing is the enemy. The enemy is an illusion then. Or the enemy is just a hydrogen human being choosing to manifest something other than its original path. So remember, check out the Shabaka stone. So this is what the Melchizedek Order is like. I, Selassie, I, Rastafari. Everything is hydrogen. Don't make them fool you. It's one element.
And hydrogen is fire.
So right. So if apart from the 120 something elements that modern science says it has, suppose everything, like I just broke down, if this is what he got the prize for, he got prizes now. They blessed him with solving, and there is a mathematical equation for this. Capital G-I-J, comma J equals 0. Capital G-I-J, comma J equals 0. All the mathematicians go and look that up. All you who into math, tell me tomorrow, if you haven't figured this out yet, your life changed. All of you physicians and mathematicians. Capital G-I-J, comma J equals 0. Check that out. This is what the Melchizedek Order is. So if we know and realize all is one and the same thing, then we will always be at peace, regardless of what's going on. I
pray to hear what the brother said. Inside of all of us is positiveness and infinite existence. Outside of us is everything negative. That's the only Melchizedek. You live and practice righteousness because that's all you have inside of you.
Yes, sir.
They never had to tell us, thou shalt not kill. Though we weren't thinking about killing in the first place. So who's that commandment for? Thou shalt not rape or whatever the 10 commandments are. Don't honor thy mother and thy father.
True.
You know? Or you have certain family, oh, cost them mom and cost them daddy. So we have to realize who does this apply to? What applies to us is the law of righteousness. We had 8 ordinances before we had any commandments. Be fruitful, multiply, replenish the earth, subdue it. Have dominion of the fish, forward the birds. That's what God told us. He never said, thou shalt not kill. And then when this other man, Adam, said, why I should do this because he said, don't, I won't deal with this other contrary nature, which exists in everybody.
Yeah.
But he chose to deal with that, the physical nature, as opposed to the spiritual nature. So first thing he recognizes is naked. Something inside him tells him that he did something wrong. So he's trying to hide from himself. That's why he feels so naked. Why hide from himself? Because he didn't feel what this brother said to us here in 2020 at an validation when he knew it way back then. God is infinite and he's positive, and then everything else when they say they're created what you see is obviously a distraction. Everything outside of you is a distraction. And everything inside of you is perfect and positive and eternal. So that's how this thing is playing itself to me. I'm learning as I grow.
Even the
So that's what
computers, the computers and everything, them illusions, televisions they have. It's just studying us and then bringing it out, you know, in a physical, in an artificial way. So in terms of what we have to do in terms of come, we have to keep being together more often. We have to keep reasoning with the youths and let them know that we're there for them. Let's create a great support system for men. Let us create a great support system for women. Let's create a great support system for children, for family. We have to be there for one another, with one another. You see, because that's who we are. The one is, all is one, and all is one, and one is all. You know, and that's probably the meaning of Allah.
All of.
You see, so they have us divided, and so I know even all those many of the great divisions how to mash up the indigenous way. You see, even while I say that, because some of them have all their funny caste system, and they're looking down on us all over creation still. And there is a little protesting and all that, but it's for I and I to recognize that the journey is a journey within. A journey within every day for an hour, for half an hour, instead of looking at all the illusions around us. Let us do some breathing exercises and journey within so we can teach the I them out there how to do that. We are a spiritual movement. It's not a joke we're into. So we want to show I how to raise their consciousness, how to raise their kundalini. You know, so instead of being perverted, we become enlightened. Enlightened to serve others. Say to serve Jah. The same thing, you know. So it's not a complicated thing. You know. So that is the message we have for the youth them this July 20th to July 26th. To lay a foundation for the future of I in these islands, in these Virgin Islands, and to do it in a special way. And from now on, to never let it be, let the decisions of I be done just by a few. It has to be done by all of we, because it's I, not just the I.
And so we will take a short break, 2 minutes again, right? To get some healthy liquids in, and then we shall seal up. So give us 2 to 3 minutes again, and we shall take a short break, and we shall seal it up because it's sweet. See? All right. Just stay in tune. Stay right there, you know. It's the fifth. It's the fifth. Watch out. Please. This one higher. Please, this one higher.
Around two of this one here. This is the class that the nation needs.
This is the fifth one. It's the fifth one. I know that inspiring you right now. Yeah, blessed love, everyone. We're about to start forward within the next, give us 60 seconds again, all right? 60 seconds again, and we're going to seal it up. Thank you for waiting patiently. Let me see if any one of you have some questions. Yeah, man. Thank you, Kalia. Kalia, Alan Turner, Jonel, General, big up yourself, big brother. Kalia Vargas Beltran, Herman, Richards, D. Wade, Denisha J, K Love, David Martinez. Greetings, Victor Manuel Aceves. Give thanks, brother. No, two are Bobo Ashanti. One is Ethiopian Orthodox, and then Naya Bingi, you know. So just all houses, you know, unified as one. But give thanks still, you know. Yes, no problem, brother Ansel. Sister Tawana, I share to you as well. Thank you for tuning in. So we shall continue with this scene. One love to the world, one love to the nation. I give thanks. This is Nayora saying thank you for tuning in, because this is conscious knowledge that is needed. Facebook, big up yourself. We're on Facebook here, and then we're on YouTube over here. Give thanks. So let's actually see the Okay, great. So we are continuing here, and we shall seal this up within 10 minutes. All right. So the last question, again, we shall begin in order with Brother Haile Israel is, what are we going to teach ourselves, our community, and our children henceforward?
First thing I want to do is challenge everybody here. I'm going to sing a song, and I guarantee everyone knows. Everybody ought to know. Everybody ought to know. Everybody ought to know. Everybody ought to know. Everyone ought to know.
Everyone should know.
Who Rastafari is. Rastafari is the lily of the valley. He's a bright and shining star. He's the fairest of 10,000. Everyone have to know Rastafari. So you see that? We never know the man to do that song, but we know them do the song.
Melody there, melody. Yeah, man.
So where do we go from here? First thing we do is smile, and we laugh, and we receive the joy in our heart in song and dance. And that's what Africa has brought to the world, celebration, joy, dance. So I think that's the first thing we should do. Dry up our tears and let us meet Rastafari. Who is this Rasta man? What is this thing about being black people with long hair? Nobody never seen a black person with long hair before they see Rasta. Nobody never know about the liberty what we have. When I eat this, when I go this up. They never know about that until Rastafari. My granduncle them in Panama and also in Jamaica used to come. They used to have Sunday, every different church, Anglican practice. They say, which one is the truth? That's my granny. Which one is the truth? And then they hear some Kingston street preachers talking about Rastafari, son of David, 225th descendant, living king. And we'll get AP wire out of them time, they just telegraph. And then start reading, say this is the king in Africa, Ethiopian king. The world is going to this coronation. See? So what I think we should do and tell the children is the truth. Yes, because these youth have not heard a lot of these stories. We used to give plays to the Rasta community in Cincinnati. Every coronation day, we have the children full taking a play of the coronation. April 21st, when he visit Jamaica, we have a play for those things. And it's last birthday. We always have gathering and celebration. So this Rasta community, from the times of its inception in the early 20s and 30s, have honored Haile Selassie, the Ethiopian theocratic dynastical rule, and the fact that we are Bahatawi, Nazarites, we are different from every nation on the planet. We are a traditional society. not contemporary or conservative. By speaking English, we are being forced into being contemporary and conservative. But through tradition, we should embrace our language and embrace our culture and teach our children first from the beginning. Joy, happiness, love, Amharic, Ethiopia. See, we all left off in our Amharic lessons years ago. We need to take it back, take it up. Right now, the way the world is now, maybe we can't go back to Africa physically, but we can go back spiritually. We can bring out all of the knowledge of African culture that we have amongst ourselves and begin to share it with the children. We have something called rites of passage that is very important that we never went through. So we can understand what man and a woman to a training is very important in Africa. From becoming a child to an adult. We never received that. So I and I are willing to share these things with our community, our young children in particular. We have to know what it takes to pass from being a boy to a man. I had a friend named Wasaka when I was going to college, Sister Osier from Kenya. He left to go get his manhood training. In Kenya to this day, you go up in the bush naked and you must come back with a lion skin. And he left college in Central State that summer and came back with his lion skin. So there's a lot of African tradition that we're missing out. And this is what I have to say. So yesterday I go through this thing. But we must teach the children the truth, not no idea. Because a lot of ideas are being taught as truth. Look at a generation or two, the children realize that was an idea, that was right. Just like the idea, and only we in our metaphysical knowledge know that Haile Selassie is God. But if a child says, well, so what, God is 128 years old? How you answer that? If you say Haile Selassie is God, so who was God before he was born? We have to be prepared to answer these.
That's about so that's the
Ja Rastafari.
I say now for I and I in the future, even to add it to our medals, it's constantly what we need more, you know, because like even within domestic affairs, within a man and woman coming together with marriage, because even when in the camp, when a man and woman used to come together before they even come together, they used to get counseling. They know the seriousness of responsibility about dealing with one another, right? Dealing with the youth, right? How you will do when you're the youth and different kind of how you will deal, you know, and that's like a support system because we know how out there to be in Babylon and you know how they attacking us left, right, and center. So because when people come to and wants to know to even operate under pressure, you know, and the other ones coming up, you know, and even other ones too. So that's what we need to do more among ourselves about that counseling about different topics so we can prevent stuff from happening in the community. Because the people want attacking us and calling us this and that. Because you know what they said in the 80s when they said cracking in the community, that we wake up one day and find cracking in our community, and then when they do it, you see? And you see what's going on, and then after that, our whole community turned from peace to violence. So what about that? What about that epidemic? What about dealing with that? Dealing with the roots and that, the effects, and what we're carrying on up to now. The effects and these things mashing up our community. You see, so this is the part we know we have to come. So instead of looking at our pointing now, we need to start healing now. This is the part we have to start healing ourselves, healing the youth them, and the youth them to be traumatized and that too. And then sometimes use the traumatized and not doing enough to make people traumatized and don't even know the traumatized. You see, so this is why we need more a lot of education, counseling. We have some prisoners who want them go in jail in the slavery, you know, Babylon in the slavery still, you know, going on. Which I could be talking about maybe legalize slavery to the prison system, which is plantation. They have prison slave plantation, you see. So now they have some prisoners who want death row. And what they do now, they start to teach these prisoners black supremacy culture about themselves and say they had remarkable turn-ups in the studies that they start to become civilized, start to think more civilized and have more weight within themselves because of knowing themselves and knowing their culture. So that's what we have to do to ourselves. Education is the surest way of freeing ourselves from the nation. It's the COVID-19, a lot of blessings in it. From that time, our youth been home from school. But what we were supposed to be doing is schooling them because we were supposed to think about going back to their school. If they don't pull you out of their school, we're going back to their school back.
So you hear that, nation? The flip side to the COVID thing is no. Even if we realize there is an agenda that wants to push fear and certain things upon us, the flip side is, as you know, Honorable Prophet Ayman is saying, is that we should be home teaching our children our culture and our history and African spiritual knowledge. Well,
and that's why it is the healing The Honorable Marcus Garvey said education without justice is slavery. And for the time you come over here, them man don't grab our culture, grab our God, grab our identity, and bring it down here, and then tell us, take teachers back again, teachers. So all the teachers now, and they don't grab the white man culture, no black man or black woman. So now what we walking around with, a lot of people in this culture walking around within themselves and don't even know in this culture. They might tell one day that, who is Africa you talking about? We know nothing bigger. They don't see African as states that when they start in the white supremacy school system, education system, they teach us that we come from slavery. They teach us nothing before that's now in most of the world walking around that people think that they're slaves.
And then Darwinism want to teach a name that I come from Monkey and so. Darwinism and so.
The last selection.
And then
these people crazy.
They even teaching sodomy in school, not telling you when some this school have to teach sodomy so that you them could be sodomite friendly. So when you see a kid thing, you're supposed to not like that. No, man, that's normal. Nah, man, these things about tear down our nation, you see? So that's why it is education. Education without justice is slavery. I mean, education with justice is freedom. You see?
So what I really want to say is like, education is supposed to be to cause our youth and our middle-aged and even older people, how to increase their vitality, their vital energy, how to raise their chi. I used to go to Anguilla sometimes to do seminars with Sister Ijanya out there. And she used to have this blind guy, this blind Ras, living with her. He was a youth, but he taught her everything about Rasta and liberty and everything. This man used to take his bicycle and ride down the road, So there is a height beyond just the usual things that we see, a higher height, and that higher heights come as a result of cultivating a liberty that genuinely serves humanity. You understand? Utilizing the meditative acts to keep us focused on that real thing. We have to get into the charity. Help the people, some crack people need a little meal, or somebody need a little food, an older person need a little help. Take it off the road. We have to have people out there who are prepared to be in defense of that culture. Even as a Rastaman, I see, personally, I could die for Rastafari. For the Rastafari movement, for Rastafari people, for the tribe of Rastafari. So I'm saying we have to be warriors within our tribe. Likewise, for righteousness' sake. You see, we have to teach our people how to transmute that sexual energy upward from the heart, which is the organ of love, to Mount Zion, which is the crown of the head. So we have to build a great relationship between the brain and the heart. So we live a life of love. And so the Kundalini rises. The Kundalini is literally your sexual energy. So you're utilizing your sexual energy to become a higher man or higher woman instead of waste. So that is some of the things, and basically that is what the yoga is about. That is what the meditation is all about. Meditation is just keeping your mind one-pointed. Every cell has its own intelligence, and nanoscience teaches that. So imagine if you can cause every cell within your body to think the same thought at the same time. Then whatever you think, you pray about. So thought, word, and deed, and then you manifest it. That is what faith is all about. So that is what we have to teach our youth. And we have the opportunity to do this right now in this revival for survival.
So right now it's 5. So what we're gonna do, we are a little bit beyond 9 o'clock. So even if we don't leave at 4 o'clock really, because everything is energy still. we actually on cosmic time. But what we'll do is have Brother Basali seal up the session, you know, as we forward, because I feel that this was a very fantastic, you know, Indigenous Healers webinar. Great information. I'm happy that those of you listening in were able to tune in and stay. Those of you that stayed, you know, we have, you know, some people watching on Facebook. We also have some people on YouTube. We have, you know, dialogue, you know, conscious dialogue. We give thanks. We appreciate y'all. And Ras Basa, Ambassador 7, is going to seal up the session for I and I at this present time.
Honorable Nayora, Majesty, give thanks once again, beautiful people out there in the world listening. Give thanks for what the eyes see, the heart know, and what the ears hear, the heart know it also. We give thanks for you giving us this time and this opportunity to reason with you. For reasoning is better than preaching. I think it would only be right and fitting for me to seal up this Royal Total Ital webinar, the fifth one, by the fifth kingdom, fifth power, 555, May 5th, yeah, 1935, reclaiming Ethiopia, for us to reclaim our families, for us to reclaim our lives. Now, I would seal with this word from His Imperial Majesty, Haile Selassie. He said, a reward for the job well done is not in recognition of others, nor in public praise. Neither is it to be measured solely by the monetary return earned by the workman. It comes rather in the inner satisfaction that accompanies the knowledge that the work accomplished represents the best of which we are. Give thanks and praise. I don't think that we as Rasta need to tap too much to the wall anymore and cast judgment on the world for maybe not even being like us, being critical about how we view others. But I think that what we as Rastafari need to do is to look within ourselves and realize that the best way for us to lead is not by just saying things and being sayers, but being doers. We know every cause have an effect. So there was a lot of things that caused the problems that we are facing today as youth. And as our brethren, elders here with us, that have journeyed from that time up until this time. Now, it's a time for us to bridge the gap between the elders and the youths in Rastafari. Do not forget the children and become some male machismo. And so, you know, with this male dominance. And forget about the queens and the little youths. And how important family is to us as Rastafari. Stop doing it. I will proceed by continuing to read this concerning the youths once again. In the words of His Imperial Majesty, not my words, Ras Honorable Ayman words, Haile words, or Ras Honorable Herbalist, Ras Babi words, or Honorable Nayo, but in the words of His Majesty, which is the deep sentiment of all of our hearts and feelings. He says, these young people of the world, right? These young people face a world beset with the most effective organized program of deceptive propaganda and thinly screen operations ever known. So it is our duty and responsibility as fathers, kingman, priest, prophet, elder, youth, man, to preserve the culture and the family and the liberty. And once again, we lead by example, not by word, but by work and by deeds and by actions. Most High,
Selassie, Jah Rastafari.
Bless up people out there.
Yes, world. What a reasoning, you know. So we're sealing it up. YouTube, Facebook, we're sealing it up. Give thanks, you know, tuning in and just, you know, yeah, just being here with us as we reason, you know. Yeah, man, you know, they say see the world gone digital, so even spirituality is in a digital form too. You check all forms, physical, digital, spirit, and any which we invisible, you know. Once it's a platform, we dip on it. See, once any platform, we dip on it. So give thanks, you know, for everyone tuning in.
One love,
One
Rastafari.
love. Use your technology for good and not evil.
Yes, exactly.
How can you keep sitting there telling me that you care when every time I look around, the people suffering, they're suffering in every way, in every way. Na 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 na, we're the survivors. Hey,
Black survivors.
black survivors.
Survival, revival, survival. Ital, vital.
Good work.
Yes, sir.